Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we have brought to you another super scary horror film review which you must definitely watch, okay? This is a sequel of a previous YouTube video that we made. I'm going to leave the link in the description, so you must definitely check it out. Anyway, this horror film that we're going to talk about today is much more scarier and much more horrendous than the last YouTube video that we made, okay? So again, viewers discretion is definitely advised. If you are like scared or sensitive to horror films, this movie is definitely not for you. Please make sure that you are up for like super cool jump scares and all the horror movie elements that come, because this movie is definitely one of the top horror films that we have seen so far. Let's go. Now let's go back to our imagination. So close your eyes, breathe in, and let's begin. Imagine yourself living in this very spooky apartment. It is this grey building which is standing in the middle of nowhere. Around you is just, plain ground. You don't see a lot of people. The only people you see are the people who are living in that apartment. The building is very grey, it's not well maintained, and you already have had a very horrendous past. You have lost people, you have lost relations, and now you, along with your two brothers and father, move into this spooky apartment. Now imagine all the facilities, okay? This apartment is more like a square shaped or rectangle shaped apartment with a open space right in the middle. So if you're even on the 8th or 12th floor, you can look down and you can see the ground floor. So it's built in that structure. All the apartments are in the circumference of this square, okay? The lift that this apartment has, and there is one lift and only one, it's very ill maintained. It is squeaky. It does not accommodate a lot of people, and it also has a lot of jerk stops. But people have no other option. You all have to use the lift because climbing down 12 stairs or even climbing up 12 stairs is very difficult. One day, you and your father climb this lift. Instead of going down to the ground floor, it goes to the top floor. And there are some people who really need to get in. So out of the kindness of your heart, you step out of the lift and you let those two other people in. The door closes. The lift is heavily stuffed with people and it starts moving downwards. At the same time, on the ground floor, there are a lot of kids playing around, and the door that is shut in the lift space, right? That door opens up suddenly out of nowhere, and that grabs the attention of those little girls who are playing there. They walk towards that door. Meanwhile, the lift which is coming downstairs suddenly jerk stops in between. There's a lot of people in there. It gets suffocating and people really need to get out. So someone attempts to open the door a little bit. But the lift is stuck between two floors, so there is a very small space through which people can get out. Some of them do attempt and get out. Some lucky people. But there are all these other people who are stuck and who are not able to get out. people scratching each other, kind of hustling through to make it out of that damn lift. While those girls who are on the ground floor walk towards the lift door, which is open to a hollow space, they look down and they see the ground. And that ground has like little shiny stuff in there. So one of them climbs down out of excitement. They look up, the lift is stuck. So they know it's not going to come down anytime soon. But this shiny stuff, they need to get that. All of these families living in the apartment are not financially well off. So, the kids are meant to get attracted to these things that they want to pick up off the floor. While all the three girls climb down and start picking up that shiny stuff, they're probably coins. They look up as they hear some squeaky sound. And what happens next? You guys, that scene, I can't afford to spoil it for you. That scene sets stage for the entire film. What I told you up until now is only like for the first 5-10 minutes of the movie. And it gets nerve-wracking every second henceforth. Now let's talk about the movie itself. Again, the Sastro family has moved into this apartment and everything that I said has happened, and there is an accident. There's a lot of deaths in that apartment, but also at the same time it is a rainy night, and again, like I said, the apartment is like a nowhere place, so people grab their bags and whatnot and they just leave. Like a lot of people in the apartment leave that night when the accident happens. While a lot of families have suffered losses, they stay back. And one of the families that stay back is the Sastro family. Every step of the way, the family, again like the previous film, start experiencing something spooky going around. Every scene that is crafted after this is so scary, it is so horrendous that you would actually like jump off the sofa while watching these scenes because they're so well made. So coming back to the Sastro family, they are going through a lot of unnatural stuff around, and it's not new to them. They have gone through this before, but that gives them the indication that something is wrong here as well, and maybe something's followed them from that previous house. They take each step very, very cautiously. Even then, a lot of things go wrong. There is a particular scene when these unnatural things are happening that a boy in the same apartment is walking down a hallway just to dump garbage into the garbage chute. While he's dumping that garbage in the garbage chute, he somehow gets stuck there. Again, this scene is particularly like very uncomfortable for people who have claustrophobia, and also for anyone who is like scared of getting stuck in a place with haunted stuff. So again, that scene is also amazing. You must definitely catch it. Let me know in the comments, okay? If you go through these scenes and something that really spooks you, I would really love to know them in the comments so that we can talk about it later. But so this happens and this goes on at a point where a lot of families have moved out. There's a few families in, and also there are accidents, like an accident that has happened, which means there are deaths in the building. There are like real bodies in houses, and there are people living in that building, and they know that they cannot get rid of these bodies until the next day because nobody's gonna come to help. It's raining cats and dogs outside and they cannot go out. At this time, all the kids together, along with the friends they have made in the apartment, go through a lot of unnatural things. They come across few things that actually break down the reason of why all of this is happening. And that reason is very well connected to the first movie as well, and you will see why things that happened in the first film happened. You will get a very clear explanation about that in this film. Also, this movie will get you very close to Indonesian spiritual side of Indonesia. That part also gets very kind of clear. You see a lot of things that are in the spiritual books of the community in Indonesia. So it is definitely very spooky, very scary, but at the same time also they have tried to bring in a little bit of a humor element this time, because the kids are growing up, and they wanted to have that kind of element in the film as well, just to lighten the mood a little bit, because it's like super scary otherwise. So yeah, there's one last scene that I'm gonna just give you a heads up of, which I personally loved, my partner really loved as well. It's a scene where kids are going around the apartment in like pitch dark. The entire apartment has no electricity supply because of the rain. It's pitch dark. They're carrying a candle and they're going around the house. They're trying to find something at this time, and while they are going around the house, they don't actually see, but you see someone following them from behind every step of the way. And every time you see that being, it is super scary. There's also another scene where there is a guy who goes into a house where deaths have taken place, and the dead bodies are right in front of him, and he has to go in with a candle and he has to close the window and bring it out. That scene, you guys, I think was for me one of the most scary scenes, because I was watching this film in like a pitch dark room with my partner, with like super loud speakers, and oh my god. I think like it's a good one-time experience. Like I would not go and watch the movie again, because it's like super scary. Although I love horror films also, I'm a little bit scared. So if you like the review so far, you must definitely give this movie a watch. It's called Satan's Slaves Communion. It is the sequel of Satan's Slaves, which was the previous movie that we recommended. Again, I urge you to watch the first video as well. It is again very super scary, and you would love it. The link will be in the description. But yeah, definitely give this movie Satan's Slaves Communion a watch. I would love to know what you think, which are the scenes that you got really scared of, in the comments below. And yeah, if you did like this video, do like, share and subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification button just to get notified every time we upload a video. We will come back with more such super scary horror movie recommendations, along with a lot of real stories and real mysteries. If you're interested in all of those, we would like to see you around in our community. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again later. Bye bye.